afternoon. I'm Kristen Shane.
And I'm Samantha Graziano. In the news today,
Parliament votes on Canada's mission in Afghanistan.
Passengers fly out of a new wing at Ottawa's airport.
The Carleton Ravens men's basketball team prepares for the national championships.
Now, the details.
At 5:30 today, MPs will be voting on a government motion to extend the mission in Afghanistan. It would keep soldiers overseas until 2011. Cassandra Francis is on the Hill to tell us what's going on. Cassandra, what's happening now?
Well, Kristen, question period recently ended, and now party leaders are in a committee meeting to discuss the motion ahead. Then the House will be heading back to vote on the motion. This could be a big deal, as it is a confidence vote.
How is the vote expected to go?
Well, the Liberals are expected to support the motion, but their attendance will be a more telling gauge of support. They've abstained or been absent from most of the recent confidence motions. James Moore, the Parliamentary Secretary of Public Works and Government Services, confronted the Liberals today about this. He received no response from them, but the Liberals say that 95% of this motion has been recycled from their own proposals. So let's hope attendance is high.
Thanks, Cassandra.
Thanks.
That was Cassandra Francis reporting live from Parliament Hill.
Lawyers for Omar Khadr are demanding the U.S. military name who questioned him in Afghanistan. They hope to prove the interrogators tortured Khadr. He is the only Canadian citizen imprisoned at Guantanamo Bay. Khadr is accused of killing a U.S. soldier in 2002.
The new wing at the Ottawa International Airport opens today. The expansion is the second phase of the airport's major overhaul project. This phase cost $95 million, all funded by the Airport Improvement Fee. Laura Bazouk gives us a first look inside the new wing.
The first planes arrive and take off today from the Ottawa Airport's new wing. After a year and a half of construction, the expansion is open for business. The wing features 7,000 square feet of departure waiting area, 12 new gates, and 7 new bridges to walk out to the planes. Not all the chairs are in place, and only a few paintings hang on the walls, but passengers like what they see. Sébastien Mercier waited in the new wing before his flight to Montreal this morning.
It's very nice, actually. I'm liking the details here and also the wood.
BC fir timber lines the terminal walls. Work crews took down old World War II hangars near the airport and used them to decorate the wing to honor Ottawa's military history. Pierre Lanois is the airport's vice president in charge of construction. He said the airport needed to grow because the number of travelers coming through just keeps going up.
What we're building today will allow us, in the fall, when all is done, probably to reach about 5 million passengers. We're at 4 million now.
Bob Johnson manages the HDS retail stores inside the airport. He's still unpacking boxes at one of his stores. He says this expansion is just what Ottawa needs.
Most people don't think you need a big sports team or a big airport, and these are the kind of things that make cities like Ottawa a world-class city, and this is going to help the city a lot.
Airport crews have already started to demolish the old terminal. The new wing is set to be completed and in operation by the end of the year. Laura Bazouk, Radio News.
Prime Minister Stephen Harper's lawyers launched a suit today against the Liberal Party. They plan to sue for libelous remarks on a party website that alleges Harper knew of a bribe for late MP Chuck Cadman. Harper is seeking $2.5 million in damages.
The Florida Democratic Party announced today that it will push forward a plan that lets delegates mail in their vote. This is a possibility as well in Michigan. Both states were stripped of their delegates in January. Each state tried to hold its primaries before Iowa, which is against the rules. Debate over whether or not the state should be allowed to seat delegates has raged since January. This issue was raised last night at a discussion panel at Carleton University. Megan Haynes reports.
We're like, Andrew, you're fine. He's like, what?
Ashley MacArthur and other members of her gender and politics class share stories of their time campaigning for Hillary Clinton. They were there for Super Tuesday. But she admits there's little hope for Clinton's campaign.
To be quite honest, I think that Obama will take the Democratic candidacy, only because even if Hillary gets all the popular vote within Florida and Michigan, the math still works in his favor.
MacArthur is a first-year master's student at Carleton. Her professor, Melissa Hussman, organized the trip to Boston. Hussman says Clinton has a challenge ahead of her, but she says not to rule Clinton out just yet.
I don't think this is going to dampen her fire. She's a fighter. She's liking this.
Hussman says that the results from Florida and Michigan will decide who the Democratic candidate is. No matter the result, a decision needs to be made soon. Samuel Garachu, an Ottawa resident, just returned from campaigning for Barack Obama in Ohio.
The Obama and Clinton is affecting everyone.
He says the costly campaign to choose a presidential candidate could cost the Democrats the election. Megan Haynes, Radio News.
Downtown small business owners worry their sales will suffer during the construction of a proposed transit tunnel. City Council has proposed building a subway in the downtown core. Anka Gorzu reports.
Buses come and go all the time along Albert and Slater streets, but a downtown tunnel could ease congestion because transit would move underground. Building the tunnel may take several years. Construction would disrupt traffic and less people would walk by. Margaret Lawton is the owner of a gift store on Bank Street between Albert and Slater.
After having gone through 2 years of construction on Bank Street, I'm sure it will make a difference again.
David Jeans is the president of Transport 2000, an organization that researches transit solutions. He says there is a way to avoid many disruptions.
Where you're digging a station, you can start to make the hole and then cover it over with steel plates and reinstate the street. So that as long as the city takes that approach, rather than leaving a big open hole for many months, then you can minimize the impact.
Owners also worry they will have to face financial losses alone without help from the city. Alex Cullen is the chair of the Transit Committee. He says the city will not abandon the owners in need.
We're not in the business of bailing out companies that are facing financial struggles. Obviously, we try to work something to mitigate the impact.
Some owners try to remain optimistic. Antonio Idone runs a hair salon on Slater Street.
It will definitely affect our business, but there's a price to pay for every future development.
City officials expect the tunnel to cost about $1 billion. Construction details have not been established yet. Anka Gurzu, Radio News.
Canada is currently facing a shortage of skilled trade workers. The Ontario government hopes to change that by attracting more women to the trades. They are investing $1.5 million in the Women in Skilled Trades program. This will provide training in 6 trades to over 100 women. La Cité Collégiale's Hawkesbury campus will receive $179,000 to teach welding to 14 women. Lynn Morin is the manager of the training programs.
There's some women that want to go into the non-traditional trades but are afraid to be in the classroom with mostly men, afraid that it's not for them. But this program, the way it's set up, the way the promotion advertisement is set up, they feel very at ease.
The 14 women will begin their training this September.
For the first time in over 20 years, the CIS Men's Basketball Championships are being held outside of Halifax. Ottawa won the bid. The event will begin tomorrow night at Scotiabank Place. The Carleton Ravens are swooping in to battle for a 6th consecutive top spot. Ainsley Coghill has the story.
The Carleton Ravens are headed to Scotiabank Place today to practice for their first game tomorrow against the University of Alberta. This is far less of a commute than other years when the team traveled to Halifax to compete. Head coach Dave Smart says playing in Ottawa doesn't change anything for the team. Whether it's at home or abroad makes little difference to him.
I think it's great for our fans that they get to see the national championship. For us, it's a basketball game, so we go play it as if it's a basketball game, and hopefully things work out the way we want them to work out.
For some, though, like Ravens forward Jean-Emmanuel Jean-Marie, playing at home has its perks.
We'll be in front of family, friends, and I just feel like we're going to get a whole lot of support, and I just can't wait.
The Ottawa team has won the National University Championships the past 5 years. At the same time, the city's bid to bring the championship here has failed for almost as long. Carleton finally won the bid this year. Capital Sports, which also runs the Senators, promised funding of more than $1 million to CIS. The event runs until Sunday afternoon with the championship finals at 3:30. Ainsley Coghill, Radio News.
With the playoffs looming, the Ottawa Senators battle the Montreal Canadiens tonight at the Bell Centre. Securing a win would leave the Sens tied with Montreal for top spot in the Northeast Division. Daniel Alfredson recorded 5 points in their last matchup, but he will miss a 5th straight game tonight with back spasms.
It's -8 degrees right now in Ottawa. Some flurries and a high of -5 are expected later today. Tomorrow the temperature could go as low as 11 with some sunny periods. And that's the news for today. I'm Samantha Graziano.
And I'm Kristen Shane. This newscast has been a production of the Carleton School of Journalism and Communication.